After his dad died, Tanjiro Kamado has been stuck keeping his family afloat in the middle of nowhere. One day, he heads to the village to sell charcoal, and on his return home, Tanjiro finds his family turned into demon chow. His sister Nezuko is the only survivor, but now a demon herself. Fueled by rage, Tanjiro vows to avenge his family and stick by his sister. He joins the Demon Slayer Corps, because why not team up with some demon hunting crazies? His mission is to wipe out demons and save whatever's left of Nezuko's humanity. If you are thrilled by the story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more installments of this story. Tanjiro, the main character, lives a simple life helping his mom with her coal business and caring for his younger siblings, especially his sister Nezuko. Despite their poor circumstances, Tanjiro is content. One day, after selling coal in town, Tanjiro stays overnight with an uncle who warns him about dangerous demons that attack humans at night. The next morning, Tanjiro returns home to a horrifying scene. His family has been slaughtered by demons, and only Nezuko is still alive. Desperate, he carries her down the mountain, but she suddenly transforms into a demon. As Nezuko wrestles with her new demon form, she pulls a surprise move and recognizes Tanjiro, holding back from attacking him. Just then, a demon slayer named Giyu Tomioka shows up, looking to take Nezuko down because he sees her as a serious threat. Tanjiro isn't having any of that shit. He steps in and even swings an axe at Giyu. Giyu, though, just laughs it off and wipes the floor with Tanjiro, but he's thrown for a loop when Nezuko steps up and defends her brother instead of going for his throat. Seeing her act so differently, Giyu decides to cut her some slack. He hands her back to Tanjiro with a bamboo tube shoved in her mouth to keep her from chomping on any humans. Giyu instructs Tanjiro to seek out a man named Sakonji who can train him as a demon slayer. With a heavy heart, Tanjiro buries his family and, determined to save Nezuko, begins his journey to find a way to turn her back into a human. Tanjiro, after asking locals for bamboo and straw to protect Nezuko from sunlight, crafts a large basket for her. They plan to stay in a forest temple for the night, but Tanjiro detects a strange smell inside. They find a demon feeding on people, and Tanjiro tries to fight it. Nezuko, showing surprising strength, kicks the demon's head away and then attacks it further. Despite this, the demon grows arms and becomes more formidable, leaving Tanjiro stunned. Tanjiro uses his axe to trap the demon's head in a tree, but as he and Nezuko struggle, they both fall into an abyss. Nezuko manages to save Tanjiro and they return to deal with the demon's head. Tanjiro hesitates when trying to kill it, unsure how. Master Sakonji arrives, saying that knives are ineffective against demons and remaining silent when asked for a solution. Tanjiro, uncertain, considers using a stone but hesitates further. Sakonji doubts Tanjiro's suitability as a demon slayer due to his kindness. By morning, the demon is destroyed by sunlight, which helps Tanjiro understand why Nezuko feared it. Sakonji conducts a burial for the demon's victims and informs Tanjiro of a letter from Giyu, requesting Sakonji to train him as a demon slayer. Before starting, Tanjiro must prove his worth. Sakonji instructs Tanjiro to run to his house with Nezuko. Exhausted but motivated by Nezuko's smile, Tanjiro completes the run. Upon arriving, Sakonji cares for Nezuko while Tanjiro prepares for a survival test in the forest. The test involves running around the forest and returning before dawn, navigating through traps and thin air. Despite the challenges, Tanjiro completes the test with determination. Sakonji, impressed, sees something special in Tanjiro and Nezuko and hopes Tanjiro might become his heir. Sakonji finally decides Tanjiro is not a total lost cause and takes him on as a student. The Demon Slayer Corps, founded by the Ubuyashiki clan, has been slaying demons for over 1,000 years. They've got these elite swordsmen called Hashira who make everyone else look like amateurs. No one has a clue where demons come from though. Tanjiro dives into training like a man possessed, tackling runs, endurance drills, sword drills, trap dodging, and hand-to-hand combat, all while trying to master water breath. His big dream is to ace the Ubuyashiki clan's exam and become a demon slayer, basically to get his official demon slayer badge. Switching from an axe to a katana, Tanjiro has to ditch his old habits and learn to wield the sword like a pro. As he gets better, Sakonji has a blast making him look like a fool during practice. Tanjiro's face planted to the dirt so often it's like he's got a magnet in his face. So Tanjiro focuses on his breathing and posture, trying to keep his mind and body from falling apart during battles. Sakonji puts him through the ringer with 10 forms of water breath, making Tanjiro stand under a freezing waterfall for days. After 6 months of this hellish training, Tanjiro's strong as hell but can't stop stressing over Nezuko. who's still snoozing like she's in the world's longest nap. Tanjiro completes all training exercises, and Sakonji sets him a final test, cutting a huge rock in the forest. Despite his efforts, Tanjiro struggles and feels desperate. A young man in a fox mask, Sabito, appears and challenges Tanjiro. Sabito easily defeats him and claims he could cut the rock in half. He then leaves Tanjiro with a girl named Makomo, who reveals they were both orphans raised by Sakonji. Makomo helps Tanjiro refine his sword technique and breathing methods. After 6 months, Tanjiro fights Sabito again and manages to cut off his mask, demonstrating his improvement. Sabito, pleased with Tanjiro's progress, and Makomo disappear, leaving Tanjiro with a challenge to return victorious. With renewed determination, Tanjiro eventually succeeds in cutting the stone in half, proving his readiness for the final exam of the Ubuyashiki clan. After a month of intense training, Tanjiro challenges Sabito to a duel and wins with a precise slash, earning Sabito's proud smile. His skills have improved to a point where he can identify and exploit an opponent's openings. Master Sakonji, impressed with Tanjiro's progress, encourages him to take the upcoming exam. The night before, Sakonji prepares a full meal for Tanjiro, stressing the importance of strength and informs him that demons grow stronger by consuming others and can use spells. He gives Tanjiro a mask to repel evil spirits. The next morning, Tanjiro says his happy goodbyes to Nezuko and thanks Sakonji for the training from Sabito and Makomo. Sakonji casually drops the bomb that both of them bit the dust years ago. Tanjiro rolls up to the exam site and is hit with a wall of wisteria flowers. Apparently, these flowery bad boys are demon kryptonite. The exam's a real treat. Survive in this wisteria jungle for 7 frickin' days. Tanjiro figures he'll head east to soak up some morning rays and dodge the worst of the demon drama. But no sooner does he start plotting his sunbathing session that he catches a whiff of demon funk. Looks like the exam's about to turn into an impromptu demon showdown. Time to put those fancy moves to the test and show these demons they picked the wrong guy to mess with. During the battle, Tanjiro faces 2 demons who quarrel over him. Using the techniques he mastered, including water breath, Tanjiro defeats them, marking his first solo victory. He thanks Sakonji silently for the Nichiren-to sword and prays for the defeated demons. However, he soon encounters a large demon threatening a man. This demon, sent by Sakonji for revenge, had killed 50 people, including Sakonji's students Makomo and Sabito. Realizing his indirect role in their deaths, Tanjiro attacks the demon, severing its arm. The demon retaliates, knocking Tanjiro into a tree and shattering his exorcism mask, preparing to kill another of Sakonji's students. Tanjiro, angry about what happened to Sakonji's students like Sabito and Makomo, faces the Thousand Arms demon. He uses a special technique called the Breath of the Fist Awakening Water to quickly kill the demon, which makes its body disappear. As the demon fades away, Tanjiro feels sorry for it, realizing it was once a good child. He hopes the demon will be reborn as a human in the next life. The demon, feeling regret, disappears peacefully. Tanjiro, determined to find a way to save his sister Nezuko, fights more demons but doesn't find any answers. He decides to defeat every demon he encounters. After 7 nights of hard training, Tanjiro and 3 others become official members of the Demon Slayer Corps. They receive uniforms and communication birds, but Mizunoto gets a sparrow instead. Tanjiro stops a scar-faced youth from taking a Nichiren sword and hurts his own hand in the process. The Ubuyashiki sisters give them soul metal to make their swords, and Tanjiro picks out a piece for his sword. The leader of the Demon Slayer clan hears about the new members and looks forward to their progress. When Tanjiro returns home, he finds Nezuko awake from her long sleep. The reunion makes him happy, and he tells Master Sakonji about defeating the Thousand-Armed Demon. Sakonji says Tanjiro is now ready to face demons and explains something called Blood Demon Art. He mentions that Nezuko can regain energy through sleep without needing to drink human blood. 15 days later, a blacksmith delivers a sword to Tanjiro. The blacksmith explains that the sword should be red, but it turns black when Tanjiro holds it. The blacksmith gets angry, but before he can say more, a crow arrives with Tanjiro's first mission: to investigate and kill a demon in a town to the northwest that is known for kidnapping people. Tanjiro, now a demon slayer, prepares for the challenges ahead with his sister Nezuko. Concerned for her safety, Sakonji crafts a wooden box for Nezuko to protect her during the day. They bid farewell, and Tanjiro recalls his master's advice about Nezuko's unique sleep habits. In a crowded northwest town, Tanjiro learns about Kazumi, whose lover was taken by a demon. Using his keen sense of smell, Tanjiro detects the demon's scent, but struggles as it seems to move magically. As rumors of the fearsome demon surface, Tanjiro investigates and soon encounters the demon, which creates shadows to drag victims into darkness. He swiftly strikes the demon as it emerges from an alley, rescuing a girl. The demon, enraged, prepares to attack Tanjiro. In a strategic move, Tanjiro entrusts the girl to Kazumi to focus on the battle. The demon creates 3 clones, but Tanjiro, using the breath of water technique, engages them despite struggling. He recalls his master's words about finding demons like Muzan, which may help in restoring Nezuko to humanity. During the battle, Nezuko unexpectedly joins the fight, attacking the demon from behind. This surprise alliance between Tanjiro and Nezuko, his sister, who is a demon, stuns the demon. Nezuko, who was influenced by Sakonji to see humans as family and demons that harm them as enemies, fights fiercely against the other demons. This historic moment marks the first time a swordsman and a demon have fought together against other demons. Nezuko, learning from Master Sakonji, fights alongside Tanjiro against dangerous demons. Tanjiro jumps into an underground spot to face a strong demon, while Nezuko uses her abilities to dodge attacks. Tanjiro fights demons using water breath techniques in a swamp full of items belonging to kidnapped girls. Tanjiro stumbles upon a demon shaking like a leaf, too scared to spill the beans about their big boss, Muzan, thanks to some nasty curse. Tanjiro, not in the mood for this BS, goes full rage mode, beating the crap out of the demon until it finally talks. Meanwhile, Nezuko's catching some Z's to heal up because who doesn't need a nap after a demon fight? After the dust settles, Tanjiro finds some belongings of a poor victim named Satoko and returns them to a down-in-the-dumps guy named Kazumi. Kazumi's so pissed he practically strangles Tanjiro, but Tanjiro just chills and shows he gets Kazumi's pain. Kazumi realizes he's being a jerk, apologizes, and peaces out. Tanjiro gives him some sage advice: take care of yourself and don't be an ass. Once the mission's wrapped up, Tanos Crow delivers the next big task. Check out Asakusa, Tokyo, because there's a new demon stirring up trouble. When they hit Tokyo, Tanjiro's blown away by the city's high-tech hustle and bustle. He catches a whiff of blood that's all too familiar. Smells like the demon that wiped out his family. Tracking the scent, Tanjiro stumbles upon Muzan, who's hiding in plain sight as just another dude with a family. Muzan, being the show-off he is, tries to throw Tanjiro off by turning some random guy into a demon. The new demon immediately starts attacking his wife, turning the place into a chaotic mess. Tanjiro springs into action, slapping a cloth over the mouth of the transformed dude and barking out first aid instructions to his wife before bolting after Muzan. Hell-bent on finding and stopping Muzan, Tanjiro runs smack into a squad of Tokyo cops who are trying to haul the transformed man in. The cops start tripping balls from some weird-ass scent, and out of nowhere, a mysterious woman and a serious-looking kid roll up. The woman, Tamayo, is down to help since she's also gunning for Muzan's head. Back at Muzan's hideout, Muzan's face goes white when he remembers Tanjiro's earrings, shit that belonged to a legendary swordsman who once kicked the demon lord's ass. He sends 2 demons to track down Tanjiro. After a wild goose chase, Tanjiro grabs a bite, 2 bowls of grub to be exact. A white-haired punk named Yushiro throws shade at Nezuko's looks, sparking a fiery argument. Tamayo, the demon queen, introduces herself and spills the tea that Yushiro was the first human she turned into a demon when he was on his deathbed. She invites Tanjiro and his crew to crash at her place. Tamayo explains she and Yushiro don't munch on humans. Tanjiro lays out his mission to turn Nezuko back to human, and Tamayo's on board, asking him to grab a sample of Muzan's blood or that of his demons to cook up a cure for Nezuko. As Tamayo checks Nezuko out, Yushiro drops a warning about impending trouble. The 2 demons Muzan sent find their hideout and tear the place to shreds. These demons are pumped from guzzling loads of blood. Amid the wreckage, Tanjiro and the gang show up, and the demons are freaking hyped. Susamaru, once a fun-loving girl, is now a demon on a rampage. She's teamed up with Yahaba, a demon loyal to Muzan. Susamaru, full of herself and super strong, throws around her magical temari balls like it's no big deal. Yahaba, who's all about precision, uses the eye in his hand to control where objects go. He's totally over Susamaru's playful antics. Inside the house, Susamaru's balls are causing mayhem. One of them is headed straight for Tamayo, but Yushiro throws himself in the way, losing his head to protect her. Tamayo tells Tanjiro and his crew to stash Nezuko in the basement. Tanjiro's itching for a fight, but Tamayo tells him to keep his head in the game. When a ball zooms towards his face, Tanjiro slices it up with his water-breathing technique. Susamaru cranks it up a notch, spouting extra arms and going wild. Yushiro fills Tanjiro in on Yahaba's secret weapon, arrows that shift the direction of the balls. He gives Tanjiro the power to see these arrows so he can dodge and counter. With Nezuko backing him up, Tanjiro manages to knock Susamaru's arm off. Yahaba then uses his powers to hurl Nezuko at Tanjiro. Yushiro tells Tanjiro to focus on Yahaba while he and Nezuko deal with Susamaru. Yahaba's throwing arrows so fast, it's like they're on steroids. Tanjiro takes the hit but keeps his cool, ready to strike back. Meanwhile, Nezuko and Susamaru are in a brutal showdown, with Yushiro sneaking in attacks on Susamaru. When Nezuko takes a hit, Tamayo rushes in with a healing serum to get her back in the fight. Nezuko feels a deep connection with Tamayo, who's like a mother figure to her. Tanjiro figures out he can't just slice Yahaba's arrows. He'll wear himself out defending. Yahaba sends another flurry of arrows, but Tanjiro dodges and whips up a water whirlwind to pull them in. With a powerful slash, Tanjiro takes Yahaba down for good. Even after Tanjiro slices Yahaba's head clean off, the damn demon keeps firing arrows like he's on a rampage, making Tanjiro's fight feel like a wild roller coaster ride. Struggling to keep up with his new moves, Tanjiro's practically sweating bullets. Meanwhile, Susamaru's still causing havoc, attacking Yushiro through a thick cloud of smoke, but Nezuko steps in, kicking the crap out of Susamaru's temari balls and flexing her own badass fighting skills. Tamayo spills the beans that the serum she gave Nezuko heals her wounds but doesn't fully recharge her strength. Nezuko lands a solid hit on Susamaru, and Tamayo decides it's time to get serious. She throws a spell on the temari balls and rips into Muzan, calling him a coward hiding from some scary shit. As Tamayo goes off on Muzan, she's cursed for talking too much. A giant hand slams down and squashes her head like a melon. Even though Tamayo isn't a Kazgi demon like Susamaru, she manages to grab some of Susamaru's blood before she vanishes. Tanjiro, disgusted by Muzan's cruel ass, slams a temari ball next to Susamaru, and as the sun comes up, Susamaru's body turns to ash. Nezuko, still under hypnosis but aware, feels a tender touch. Tamayo, caught between human and demon, is a bit bummed but offers to look after Nezuko. Tanjiro politely turns her down, wanting to stick close to his sister. Tamayo wishes him luck on his journey, and Yushiro shyly comments on Nezuko's cuteness, making Tanjiro laugh his ass off. On the road, Tanjiro's crow Abel swoops in and drops the news about their next mission. Tanjiro runs into this jittery blonde dude named Zenitsu, who's bumbling around trying to propose to some girl. Zenitsu's a total coward, but somehow he managed to pass the brutal final test to become a demon slayer. His damn sparrow keeps squawking, trying to grab Tanjiro's attention. To save the girl from Zenitsu's pathetic antics, Tanjiro yanks him away and tells the girl to bail out before Zenitsu becomes an even bigger pain in the ass. Zenitsu, clueless as ever, thinks the girl's help means she's into him just because she helped him out when he was banged up. Zenitsu spills that he joined the Demon Slayers to settle some debts and begs Tanjiro to be his bodyguard. After a whole lot of blubbering and whining, the two head off together and stumble upon a creepy mansion in the woods. Tanjiro catches a whiff of blood and meets two scared-as-hell kids. They're tight-lipped at first, but Tanjiro calms them down with a sparrow. The kids spill that a nasty demon has snatched their oldest brother and is holed up in the mansion. Tanjiro promises to rescue him. Out of nowhere, they hear the thump of a Tsuzumi drum, and a wounded guy crashes down from the second floor, dying right in front of them. He's not the kid's brother, but it's clear as day that loads of folks are still trapped inside. Tanjiro parks the kids somewhere safe and heads into the mansion. Zenitsu, shitting himself, gets separated from Tanjiro and the kids when the damn space inside the mansion starts shifting like a funhouse. Tanjiro faces off against a massive demon banging on a drum, knowing it's probably devoured a bunch of people. Meanwhile, Zenitsu, in full panic mode and totally useless, tries to escape with one of the kids by slamming doors open and shut. He bumps into a pig-headed young man who's also a demon slayer. Tanjiro tells the kids to keep hiding and introduces himself to the demon. The demon starts drumming like crazy, flipping the room upside down and splitting Tanjiro from the kids. Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and a fierce pig-headed demon slayer find themselves ensnared within a labyrinthine house, its rooms twisted and warped by a sinister demon who wields a drum to manipulate the very fabric of space. The sudden and ferocious arrival of the pig-headed slayer sends a jolt of terror through Zenitsu, and his wild, reckless attacks set the entire house into chaotic motion. As Tanjiro quickly discerns the Slayer's true intentions, recognizing him as an unexpected ally, they are abruptly interrupted by the demon's ruthless onslaught. In a flash, Tanjiro is hurled into another chamber where he quickly deduces that the drum's power is the key to the house's malevolent transformations. Trusting his acute sense of smell, he zeroes in on the demon, following the scent trail with unwavering focus. Along the way, he encounters the elder brother of the two frightened children, learning that the demons within the house are viciously battling over the boy's rare, coveted blood that holds the potential to greatly magnify their strength. Meanwhile, Zenitsu, trembling with fear, stumbles upon another demon. Overwhelmed, he collapses in terror, leaving the young boy accompanying him to despair, believing their fate is sealed. But in his unconscious state, Zenitsu's body reacts instinctively, channeling the devastating power of his thunder-breathing technique. Not far away, the pig-headed slayer faces his own adversary, a bloodthirsty demon. With primal ferocity, he unleashes his beast-breathing technique, tearing through the demon with raw, untamed power. The master of the house, a disgraced lower moon demon who had been stripped off his rank by the fearsome Muzan, desperately seeks the boy's blood, believing it to be his only chance at regaining his lost status. He confronts Tanjiro in a relentless barrage, his attacks unyielding despite his mounting injuries. But Tanjiro, battered and bloodied, refuses to surrender, his resolve burning bright as he battles on, determined to protect the innocent and vanquish the evil that threatens them. The boy's bravery ignites the demon's rage, leading to a relentless attack on Tanjiro. As the demon attacks, Tanjiro's mind drifts to his past, when he was a struggling writer, harshly criticized and his work dismissed as worthless. Despite being thrown around by the demon's chaotic assault, Tanjiro is careful not to step on the demon's scattered creations, surprising the demon. Tanjiro taps into his breathing, finding his rhythm as he inches closer to the demon step by step. He's locked in, moving like he's on a mission. With one final precision strike, he takes that bastard down. As the demon crashes to the ground, Tanjiro takes a beat to give props to his skills, even though it's a twisted piece of shit. He acknowledges its blood demon art with a nod, showing some respect for its nasty talent despite being a total monster. Tanjiro collects some of the demon's blood for Tamayo's research and guides the children outside, feeling the weight of his past but remaining determined. Outside, Tanjiro sees chaos. The pig-headed slayer attacks Zenitsu, who is protecting a precious box Tanjiro values. Zenitsu, despite knowing the box contains a demon, chooses to protect it, showing his commitment to Tanjiro's mission. Seeing the slayer ready to strike Zenitsu, Tanjiro's anger ignited. Without hesitation, he charged forward, his fist connecting with bone-shattering force, cracking 3 of the slayer's ribs. Tanjiro's fury was palpable, driven by a protective instinct to defend his comrades and the secrets they safeguarded.